Well, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to keep your hands and your feet inside the ride. Let's get this shit going. And what is up with everyone today? Hard decks and helicopters, more than likely, right? Where the hell is my... There it is. Oh no. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. See my big ass. I'm trying to get my bowl. Haha. Don't want my bowl to get lost. And my J. Okay. But anyway, what the fuck's up? What's everybody into? Boone County mating call, come get it, baby. Every day. Yeah, I don't know if I spoke about this yet on the YouTube feed yet, but this whole section of the room, out to here to 4 feet, like, see, I want to say almost 6 feet into the room is going to be none but studio equipment. That's, you know what I mean? That'll be in the next week. So, I don't know if y'all been watching any of the YouTube lives, but just like I said, we're going to go ahead and put out a teaser of the music. That'll be within the next week and within the next month. Like I said, we're going to put out a teaser of the film. Because I'm tired of hearing these one shit talkers run about, oh, there's nothing going on, there's nothing going on. Well, yeah. The point about it is, when you're good at something, you keep it to yourself. You see what I'm saying? When you know you got your hands on something good, just like, the director told me, one of the directors told me when we was filming the Wild and Wonderful Whites, like he was like, I was like, is this going to turn out good? Blah 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 blah, and everything he said happened, and it was like, blah blah blah. There's a link. There's a link that my moderator, when he gets to the chat, he'll link. There's a link up that goes straight to the Cash App, and then from the Cash App to the account that's over top of the donations for the movie. But anyway, what part was I at just now? I got some stone. Oh yeah, let me throw this in there. All donors we came up with, while we was on a conference call last night, all of us, of course, the fucking coronavirus. This motherfucker I had to say Karina, I love angry granny, was on the conference call last night, and we decided everybody that does donate, we're going to add them in the credits, that's only right. That was my idea. I was like, we definitely have to roll these people into credits, special thanks and everything. You know what I mean? Like, special thank you to help. You see what I mean? And that's why, I made it crucial to, when I was talking to one of my people last night, I was like, I want it to be crucial that every name is like, oh, every time it's like, don't worry, Durkee, every time, they donate, we got their name. I was like, okay, make sure we got that until the end. What is it now? Stockton. Oh, yeah, Stockton, California. Diaz Brothers. Nate, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm on it, Yeah. My Aunt Mamie, she was all for it, thank you for it, when I ran this by her last time I spoke to my aunt about this, she's on the same page that I'm on, because this time we're not signing a waiver to be filmed. This is a fucking contract. You see what I'm saying? This ain't no waiver. You know what I'm saying? And I've never in once history of fucking dumbassdom ever seen anybody be able to take a waiver and say that you have no rights to nothing you do. You see what I mean? That's the only thing that is giving them permission to have you on film, like any YouTuber. You see what I'm saying? Any YouTuber, you can go out here and just be, flashing your camera around. That person's got to be okay with you, giving consent, video consent. And that's one thing they never had was video consent. Even to the part that any one of us give her some permission, to do that. But somewhere along the lines where I think my uncle had done the previous documentaries, you see what I'm saying? It was like he had control, but how can he sign for a whole family? I don't get that. I've never got that. You know what I'm saying? No, bro. When I read the waiver, I read what it said. I wasn't giving up none of my rights and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was about the questions they was asking me. If I felt, you know what I'm saying? I was like, sure. I read it. I know what it said. And then when I read my uncle's, I know what it said. You see what I'm saying? There's somehow, in that, how they fucking manipulated it to where, and when you read this paper, when you read this fucking paper, dude, my uncle, when we autograph something, we all have a signature. I'll autograph and then I'll put ODWB, Old Dirty White Boy. Okay, Mamie will autograph and she'll put TCB, taking care. That's her motto. I've always done it. Jessica will autograph and put TCB with 2 lightning bolts. That's what's signed on the contract. I guarantee they got him out of his mind. Said, here, man, the fan wants an autograph. And that's exactly what my uncle told me they did. The first, I said, what, was you drunk? What, was you high when you signed this? He was like, I don't even remember signing it. You know what I mean? If it was a legit signature, it should be Jessica White. Not no fucking lightning bolts drawn on it. And you know what I'm saying? That was a, but yeah, Diaz was, Connor's a bitch. I hate Connor. That's what Connor is. What's up in Canada, by the way? I hope y'all's having a lovely night up there. I know you ain't missed nothing going, Euper. We're working on it, and like my buddy, wanted to set, like on the last feed I just did 20 minutes ago on YouTube. Someone was asking, how do I, donate towards the cause, blah 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 blah. People don't understand. The only reason we're not filming right now, the only reason we're not filming right now is because of a coronavirus. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be doing a fucking convention to raise even more money, meet and greet convention, where I'm there and everything in Tennessee. You see what I'm saying? So I can meet with the fans, all that thing, and and take donations live too, at the convention. But the way it's looking, it's going hard against us because you know it's hard for people to donate towards any cause right now. You see what I'm saying? Any cause, any cause to animals, anything. You see what I mean? We got a fucking virus. We're all trying to stick together and be, you know. And the last thing the government wants to see is some place like GoFundMe making more than they can off their little toilet paper sales. You see what I'm saying? They'll do something to make sure that winds up in their fucking hands. And because that's what kind of government we live under. The moment we fucking, the 13 colonies was taken away. That moment, right there, when that flag right there was, you know what I mean? No longer. It's been, yeah, Savannah, it has been hard. Why do you think the process has slowed down? Did you see my old YouTube videos? They was outside, most of them. most of all of them, and I wouldn't edit none of them, and things like that. The only edited videos I got on any of my YouTubes is not this one. Go watch my gaming channel. I edit some of those videos, but it's only highlights of top plays and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're opening these states back up because I always thought it was a government conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? To kill off enough, just like H1N1 did. Remember? They killed just about the same numbers, just a little bit more this time because every time it gets a little bit worse because of population control, man. And they said Kim Jong Un was in bad shape. Someone said he had heart surgery. My gamer tag DEEK754, Deek754, PS4 all day. But yeah, you know what I mean. Last thing, you don't see, I never once seen our president wear a face mask. That goes to show me right then and there, that you don't fear this, so I'm not going to fear it until my president, I know I've never took a flu shot in my life, never, ever, and I never will because it's some government injection bullshit. That's I believe that through and through. I've never took one in my folks. Maybe while I was knocked out in a coma or something. We'll see. If we're allowed to even play football to see if they are good enough to beat the Chiefs. They picked up some good shit. We got Dale Pitt, and I love the picks. I love that draft from that coach. Finally someone has a fucking head on their shoulders that knows how to pick players. Instead of grabbing, he knows we needed a great player to protect someone like Case Keenum and Baker Mayfield. So he jumps and get the best tackle available. You see what I mean? Because he's not going to be there whatsoever. Even though we had that next pick coming right behind that, he was not going to be there. Okay? And he's sitting there looking. Well, this boy played for LSU, played on the national championship squad. I watched him play against Clemson. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. But what's his name was hungry. But the Browns went with the LSU boys, with two of them. Del Pitt was a great pickup, and Phillips. I thought them was steals in them rounds. You know what I mean? Them was fucking steal picks. And what I like the best is was able to take the defensive tackle. Our defense is going to be sick nasty. And look at our tight end now, Austin Hooper, David Njoku. The first year we've had actually a blocking tight end and a receiving tight end, or both. You see what I'm saying? And we drafted a tight end. We're going to run the 3 tight end set. You know who was always successful at doing that is the Patriots. And everyone knows that. Yeah, Kevin Costner draft, no doubt, huh? I watched it, I thought that, when that draft was going on at them days right there, that was when the Browns, was getting sold out and shit. You can hear him say it, Modell, you know what I mean, all that, Haslam and shit. I think that's our problem, always has been with Jimmy Haslam. When you change that upstairs, you'll change the right part of upstairs. Because, that's what I said. The defensive tackle from Missouri, I said, he's a smart fucking guy. That was a steal pick. And then turn around and grab Brandon Phillips right behind him 3 picks later. Bam! How better can you get? You see what I'm saying? He did it very, he did it very good. He got what he needed to because he just needed that key position to protect them quarterbacks. You know? That's your opinion. But that defensive tackle is underrated, in my opinion. Underrated. He's thirsty. 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 You can see it too in him, man. Remember Nick Kwiatkowski for the Mountaineers? I'm not trying to be racist or nothing when I say this. Any guy that plays defense that's a white boy, remember Owen Smith, the fullback, would bust his head open with this. That's the kind of attitude that defensive tackles got there. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, shit, this dude's going to be good for us. And not only that, we had to, because I'm pretty sure we lost Larry Ogunjobi. You see what I mean? If we didn't, that's going to be even better. He's our other defensive tackle. You see what I'm saying? Our defense is stacked now. Khalil Mack, not Khalil Mack, but the other Mack. What's his name? Mack Wilson. Oh, from Alabama. He was a fucking fifth round pick, and look how he's nasty. You see what I mean? And now we got that other linebacker to go with him out of LSU. We get the heart, and see, they know the SEC's got the hard hitting the linebackers and defense. You know what I mean? Who you prefer, Ole Miss or Mississippi State? You know what I mean? Let's go with the Rebels. You know, even though I'm wearing State's collars right now a little bit, it looks like I'm gonna go with the Rebels. Ole Miss. But I've seen number one draft picks fall straight on their face. Number one picks. And I thought we was going to end up sneaking up there. Man, imagine if what Chase Young would have been available. You know we was taking that. Shit. It would have been Myles Garrett there, him there. Good luck. Good luck. Oh, God. Fuck the Cubs, man. Do not even mention the Cubs. You'll be a weak link in here faster than you can blink. I'm an Indians fan. Every time I said if it starts raining, we're losing the game. I was in Illinois, right outside Chicago, DeKalb. And fucking, I was like, unbelievable. 4 games in a row. Paid off. Bullshit. The red shirt missing Mary is down there. Yep. It's not Derek, it's Derek, but no, he's talking to you too. But yeah, I'm diehard Brownie through and through. Believe that. Worst World Series ever. Fucking dumbass goes out there and plays with a goddamn drone and cuts his hand. Who does that? Trevor Bauer. That fucking struck out fucking before he started bleeding on the ball, made the clubs look like they was playing fucking golf. And everybody know that. If that boy didn't hurt his hand when he played the other game, he was prepared already. Supposed to have been in the other one. He would have been starting it last. We would have. So much bullshit went down in that game is unreal. In many of those games. But I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? At least my Indians can see the playoffs in the World Series. Oh. And the reason they didn't want Cleveland winning because the Cavs just won the fucking bats. It's all paid off bullshit. They don't want to call Cleveland Title Town now, do they? If the Indians win the World Series, the Cavs just beat the Golden State Warriors that year. See what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, and Chicago hadn't won for 109 years. I said that. You know what I mean? I said the same thing. I was like, we'll lose this World Series because of the basketball team just winning there. You know what I mean? They try to keep it. I'm like, that's bullshit. They don't want to call either one of our towns title town. They just want to call LA or New York that. And any Chicago fan should understand that much as a Cleveland fan. We always get overlooked. We always get, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think it was such an interesting, and it went 7 games for a reason? And it never should have went 7 games. Never should have. I just thought it was, you know what I mean? Howard the Duck lives in Cleveland. I reckon. I don't know. I thought he lived in space. I know he comes in on a fucking spaceship. That's all I know. It was a great World Series, though, yeah. You know what I mean? But to be an Indians fan and to remember when the Marlins just became a franchise and beat us from a pinch run just like that, you know what I mean? You're like, from a tag base, from third, from a fucking, you know what I mean? Hit, you know what I mean? Just kills me. That's one thing I think should be taken away from baseball is that rule right there. You cannot, and football also. You know what I mean? Both teams should get the opportunity, of course, but you cannot win the World Series like that. You know what I mean? Unless the other team gets a chance to score with. You see what I mean? I've always thought that before even the Cubs and Indians ever did that. I thought, you know what I mean, games should not be won from a fucking tagging from third to home on a fly ball. I was like, it's, you know what I mean? The motherfucker is not hit out of the park, or you see what I'm saying? Or put into play, actual play. You know what I mean? I've always thought that. But I expect for somebody to say the best World Series coming from an ICP fan. You're probably from up there. You know what I mean? You're from Detroit, and it says ICP and thing. The Great Malenko. That's the first album. Yeah, and then look back, guys. How the Houston Astros robbed two worlds, the Boston Red Sox, and both of those years, the Cleveland Indians could have been in the series again. Go back and look at that. That's the teams they had to get by, both of them. And that's so fucked up, ain't it? And they were stealing signs. You know what I mean? They did it against the Cubs. They did it against the Indians. They did it with every threat. You know what I mean? To even win the World Series against that's the Dodgers' World Series. If you ask me, I had them picked to win it. You know what I mean? You're looking at the World Series like the Dodgers played this good all year, won over 100 fucking games, and now they're doing this. But I will not forget what was 2017 when the Indians went on like a fucking 32 game win streak. That was phenomenal. And I like more of how the teams came out now, more speed, got rid of what's his name, Edwin to free up space, and that other one we got rid of, and Kluber. You gotta understand, he's a great pitcher, but he's 29, 30 years old now. It's different. Yeah, Kristen Gray, when we was talking about sports, you're damn right. It'll go from one subject to another, whatever questions brought up, we'll talk about. I know, right, Samantha? Bullshit. That's what I think about it. I think about, my Indians could have won those World Series, and any team that was in the playoffs. If you're a fan of those teams, don't you feel that way too? They should. Reggie Bush is the only guy I've never seen that gave his Heisman Trophy back that he never should have done. You know, he never should have done. And one that year, they voted in what's his name and not Christian McCaffrey. That was a fucking disaster. They've always went to the favorite, the media's favorite with the Heisman. And that's something's got to change. That one, but there's so many people that only get to vote on that ballot. They got to be fucking Heisman, like Kirk Herbstreit, people like that. The reporter for ESPN, she's like one of the biggest ones into it. Susie Colbert or whatever her name is. I think that's the one. she's major into that, and she's one of the people that pick, who should be the Heisman Trophy winner. Fuck yeah, go Browns. I did have my jersey on and everything earlier, and it got chilly. I was hanging out outside. I had the Baker on, the brown one. Is there any YouTube channels that I follow and endorse? Nah, not really. You know what I mean? YouTube, I'm just getting really hip with. I've not even monetized my own page. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about that. A lot of people think, they get misconstrued a lot about things. My moderator still ain't came in here. Dustin, you ain't here? None of my moderators are here. I don't know how to send that link over to get it to you, man. I don't know. He's usually always here. Because the one guy was asking about that link, and I was like, I can get it for you when my moderator gets here. I couldn't figure out how to link it up that night, but he did. You see what I'm saying? So I still don't know how to link it because he's done it every time. But it's definitely on the last feed I did. It's on the last 2 or 3 I did. Yeah, and that's Jeff. That's because they made it a joke, man. It's why, with their voting bullshit. It should go to the best athlete, defensive, offensive. It don't matter. Special fucking teams. If the kicker is the best fucking, if it's an autogram out there, you know what I'm saying? It should go to him. A lot of people knew that. The year Jim Brown didn't win it. Oh my God, please, are you fucking serious? Just because it was racial then. Are you serious? Jim Brown was 5 times the player that Notre Dame was. You know? Bullshit, in my opinion. They robbed Jim Brown over racism. That was bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Not the Muhammad Ali shit was never bullshit. He did, he didn't want to go fight in a war, and get killed. Because, of course he's the champion of the fucking world, best boxer in the world. Why even give him a draft ballot? You see what I'm saying? It was like Muhammad Ali was like, no, I ain't buying into your government shit and going down in your history books as the baddest fighter in the world. And then goes over and gets. You see what I'm saying? I think he played smart by doing what he did, even though he missed out 5 years or 6, something like that, of his career. His best when he would have been the best ever, but he would have been over there probably done killed and you know what I mean, or badly injured and never to fight again. So imagine if that happened today. You think they'd be drafting Floyd fucking Mayweather Jr. and motherfucking Conor McGregor? Fuck no. Propaganda bullshit. Y'all know I'll be right. Y'all know I'll be right. Yeah, he was smart. You know, he was smart about not taking that choice. It was a hard choice to take to make his image look that way. But he was smart, even, an injury, even getting shot, a piece of his limb been gone. He's the champion of the world. Yeah, it's our government. That's what I was going to say. Just so what happened to poor Pat Tillman could happen. So they can say, just like he says on Tropic Thunder, we'll throw a memorial, get the insurance. You see what I'm saying? And he's like, got that apple bottom jeans. Motherfucker ain't lying. He's breaking out the real government's bullshit. Tom Cruise is on him. Listen to the shit Jim Carrey, a lot of celebrities say, man. Conan O'Brien, I can just keep going. Because they know, the government's, leaked thought, let's tell him he's cool, you know what I mean? Then they're like, that bullshit. Motherfuckers, y'all been talking to aliens for 35 fucking years already. Probably been fucking playing goddamn PlayStation with them. The government, they be playing PlayStation against the fucking other planets and shit. Oh, yeah. You see what I'm saying? My podcast, topic is, it'll be, you know what I mean? The main thing is, is I want to talk about the new, like, as we're filming this new film, you know what I mean? Have a making, during a making, and I'm like, if it makes any sense to you, because when when we filmed it first, maybe I was telling everybody, I was like, man, MTV's at my house every day. Nobody would believe that until a few of them came down and actually was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, see, I told you. You see what I mean? I was like, yeah, I told you these motherfuckers were filming this. But now, you know what I mean? It's not odd. They know that even people say that in our county. It's not odd to see somebody filming one of those family members. It became accustomed to them. They filmed us for so long. I remember hearing people say shit like that. But yeah, just basically, how we was ripped off, topics like that. How what the new show's gonna, bring to the table. You'll know who the so-called fucking lovers are from the haters, things like that, because I don't speak nothing but the truth. Let's say this, the only topic it's going to be about is the motherfucking truth. See what I'm saying? It's going to be behind, and plus you'll hear all about, like, as I get done filming today, I'll enlighten people, you know. Well, we shot something, but I won't go into I won't give it completely away, I'll just, let you know how my day was going, so on. But just like I said, mainly the number one topic is the truth. I don't even want to bring politics at all. I won't even start saying it about my YouTube. Politics and shit like that ruin channels. And even sports, in my podcast, that's the two, politics and sports, because they get people very offensive. You see what I mean? Both of them do. People can't agree. That's two things people cannot fucking sit down and, you know, you can't even go in the same house in America and them all root for the same fucking team. There has to be, you know what I mean, outcast underdog somewhere. We all know that. But it's been lovely with y'all tonight. We'll be shutting down ending soon. I'll probably just sit back and watch TV or game a little, probably game a little, and then smoke a couple more bowls and call it a night. So I hope you guys catch the next one. It's usually every day. I do them on Facebook a lot, also a lot of feeds there, but it's getting so close, guys, to the podcast and the album. That's what has me so excited. And I gotta say it. Everybody know, why drink and drive when you can smoke and fly and don't fucking OD.